Hello and welcome to what just might become Cupertino's celebration to end all celebrations. I'm Dustin McKinnon, and as you can tell from all the commotion going on behind me, we're in store for some kind of parade, and I think it's going to be hot. Well, if the weather will cooperate with us. Anyway, as you may or may not know, Cupertino has been designated as an official city celebrating the 200th anniversary of the signing of the United States Constitution. For months now, businesses and volunteers have been pouring in their time and energies into what can best be described as a real hometown celebration. We're here today to give you all those sights and sounds of this very special day. Pete Coglanese will bring you the Apple Silicon Rally, Doug Michelson will bring you Art in the Park, and Kellen Yamato will bring you the reenactment of the signing of the Constitution. I have a feeling today is going to be a great day, and as you're about to see, it all began with a piece of paper and a pen. In a moment, highlights of the Apple Silicon Rally and the Bicentennial Parade.
Dating as far back as 1793, the Capitol has been the center of our national government. As home of the Congress, the Capitol marked the birthplace of the first Congress and the adoption of our United States Constitution, the most important document in the world. The City of Cupertino is proud to sponsor the 200th birthday of the United States Constitution. I'm Barb Koppel.
This We the People moment was brought to you by the Cupertino Bicentennial Commission and Municipal Channel 53, celebrating the 200th anniversary of the U.S. Constitution.
And we're back at the Cupertino Bicentennial Celebration, and I guess the parade's just about ready to start. Have you ever wondered what it takes to start a parade? Pancakes. Lots and lots of pancakes.
Dustin, I'm here right outside the Cupertino Senior Center where at this very moment people are enjoying a pancake breakfast put on by the De Anza Optimist Club. Very successful event this morning. Just a few moments ago, this place was literally packed with people from the parade participants, runners from the Silicon Rally, and other folks who've just come out here to enjoy today's events. With me now is the president of the De Anza Optimist Club himself, Jim Warren. Are you happy about today's participants here?
We're having a great pancake breakfast, yes. We wanted to be part of the bicentennial celebration. We also wanted to help to support the students in the Fremont Union High School District. That's the focus of all of our activities in this club. So it gave us another opportunity to come out, join the celebration, and at the same time look forward to helping some of the kids in the Fremont Union High School District with our essay contest and our oratorical contest and other things that we do.
Great. Are you pleased with today's turnout?
We're having a very good turnout. We got a little bit cautious at the beginning when we were ready, but the runners were running. Now that the runners are back, of course, we're ready, still ready, and the runners are here having breakfast, so we're having a good turnout.
Now, are these special pancakes here? Do they have special ingredients, or?
One dose of these pancakes and your optimism takes a surge forward.
I see. And basically, this is part of the constitutional celebration today. Is it true that the founding fathers of our country ate pancakes?
As best we can tell from extensive research, the founding fathers on this very day 200 years ago had a pancake breakfast. And so it's a very patriotic event that we're having.
So it's very appropriate for today's event.
Extraordinarily appropriate, yes.
Great. Dustin, that's all from here. I'm going to take some pancakes myself, sit down and enjoy them, and maybe we'll even save a stack for you later.
All right, Pete, save me a stack or two. Well, the parade's off. Off to a great start, thanks to that pancake breakfast, no doubt. Heading up this parade of some 80 entries is the world-famous Marine Color Guard unit, all the way from Treasure Island. As they wind their way toward the grandstand area, let me tell you a little bit about the parade route. The parade begins over at the intersection of Banley and Alves, heads south towards Constitution Boulevard, also known as Stevens Creek Boulevard, crosses over Stelling Road, marches past the grandstand and our cameras in front of Memorial Park to Mary, and from Mary over to De Anza Junior College.
They weren't bulky because, they weren't loaded down with no weight on them. They had to be huge carries. Barely looked like a
Once again, the U.S. Marine Color Guard, Treasure Island. They're led by Sergeant Hart. Beautiful foursome. Right behind them, the U.S. Marine Drum and Bugle Corps, all the way from 29 Palms. This fine group is led by Gunnery Sergeant Brown. There are only 3 drum and bugle corps in the Marines, and we're very fortunate to have this group since they're the only ones this side of the Mississippi. now the U.S. Marine Drum and Bugle Corps' rendition of America the Beautiful. It certainly is America the Beautiful. Wonderful performance. U.S. Marine Drum and Bugle Corps, all the way from 29 Palms. Measure X provided transportation for the groups and their meals during their travel time. They stayed at Cupertino Inns, and their meals there were provided from a host of people, including the Rotary, Optimist, Quota, Kiwanis, McDonald's, and Peppermill Restaurant. And following the Drum and Bugle Corps, we have a caravan of Cupertino longtime residents. The first of that group is Ann Bager-Sage. Ann's 84 years young, native of Cupertino. Right behind her, and there's Ann Gassage, or that's Catherine Gassage.
Catherine actually was born in Guilford in 1905. Moved to Cupertino as a child, graduated from San Jose High School.
Right behind her, we've got Lillian Bishop. Lillian came to Cupertino in 1929.
Then we have Lillian Bishop.
She's 93 years young.
Came here in 1929. Family had a poultry ranch here in the valley. Lillian went through the fire and earthquake in San Francisco in 1864. Her grandmother came around the horn, she says. 93 years young. This is the first parade she's ever been in. We're happy to have you here, Lillian.
And next up, we've got Helen Yemen. Helen's 83 years young, Cupertino resident. In a beautiful 1944 deluxe coupe.
She's 83 years young, 5 beautiful grandchildren, 3 great-grandchildren. From Ran Orchard here in the Valley. Nice to have you here, Helen.
And now for the contemporary car, we've got Congressman Ernie Connew, the 12th District. As you can tell, Ernie's dressed in his bicentennial wear, and he'll be participating later in the reenactment of the signing of the Constitution. He is James Madison. Stick with us, and we'll go over to De Anza Park and watch that a little later. And there we have State Assemblyman Chuck Quackenbush. He's with his wife Chris and their lovely daughter Carrie. Looks like Mr. Madison's having a little problems in that bicentennial attire. I wonder how it feels back in those days. Chuck Quackenbush again. Here we have the City of Cupertino float. Following behind them, we have some reenactment signers. There's a little peek of Supervisor Diane McKenna. She's in the 5th District. And right behind her, we have Miss Cupertino, Jill Anna Kimsey. And the lucky man riding with her is City Manager Bob Quinlan. Beautiful girl, Jill Anna.
Today, he's John Blair signing the Constitution. Juliana is a graduate of Monte Vista High School class of 1986, and she is now attending California State University at Chico, majoring in telecommunications.
And we'll be right back with more parade activity and the 2nd annual Apple Silicon Rally. Stay with us.
The Constitutional Convention began in Philadelphia on May 25, 1787, 4 years after the end of the Revolutionary War. Nearly 4 months later, the U.S. Constitution was signed. The original 7 articles covering only 4 pieces of parchment. The City of Cupertino is proud to officially sponsor the 200th anniversary celebration of the signing of the U.S. Constitution. I'm Jerry Ferguson.
This We the People moment was brought to you by the Cupertino Bicentennial Commission and Municipal Channel 53, celebrating the 200th anniversary of the United States Constitution.
Okay, we're back at the Bicentennial Parade, sponsored by the City of Cupertino and the Cupertino Bicentennial Commission. And there's Phil Johnson, former mayor. You know, there's a lot more than marching going on here today. Runners this morning participated in the 2nd annual Apple Silicon Rally. And reporter Pete Coglianese is standing by to tell us more about it. Pete, where are you right now?
Dustin, I'm standing here on Alves Drive, just east of Memorial Park, the site that just a little over 2 hours ago marked the beginning of Silicon Rally 87, a 10-kilometer race co-sponsored by the City of Cupertino and Apple Computer. This was the scene earlier today as over 1,000 runners converged upon Memorial Park to take place in this second annual run through the streets of Cupertino. Today's race actually included both a 10K run and a less strenuous 5K walk-and run for those not so serious participants. However, as expected, the main focus today was really on the 10-kilometer race, which featured a fairly competitive field from throughout the Bay Area. Weather was perfect this morning, cool, calm, and overcast. Ideal conditions for running as the participants enjoyed a special aerobics warm-up just prior to race time. And then it was finally the moment everybody had been waiting for, the start of the race, as more than 1,500 runners made their way up Stelling Road to begin the 6¼ mile course.
Let's go, Danny!
Now here are the front runners as they made their way around the first loop. This is coming off Alves Drive onto Stelling. By this time, the runners had really thinned out, a good 2 to 5 minutes separating the leaders from the main pack. Finally, it was Daniel Gonzalez coming across the finish line first in a very respectable time of 29 minutes 45 seconds. For Gonzalez, it was his second 10K win in a row.
I had a race last weekend, and I think I was a little tired from that. But other than that, I felt fairly good most of the race. There was, slight uphills and some gradual declines, but other than that, I felt really good.
The women's winner, Nancy Dietz, is just coming off the World Track and Field Championships in Rome.
Well, I'm pretty pleased with how I ran today. I'm just 3 weeks off of my marathon, and I've hardly been running at all. I ate a lot of pasta in Rome, and now this was sort of the get back to work kind of race.
Both winners will receive an Apple Macintosh Plus computer for their efforts today. Not a bad way to spend a weekend morning, if I would say so myself. With me now is Jennifer Murphy, the race coordinator and the one woman who's responsible for the highly successful event today. Congratulations, Jennifer.
Thank you.
How did you feel about today's event?
Oh, I thought it was very successful. I think that we got a good start, and all the volunteers are really highly motivated, and so are the runners. And thanks to Rodeco Productions and the Apple volunteers, it turned out to be a really well-run race.
Now, as I understand, this is the second year of the Silicon Rally. How did it come to be involved in the entire Bicentennial Constitutional celebration?
Well, last year the Silicon Rally was co-sponsored with the City of Cupertino, so we worked closely with the city last year, and the city approached us this year and asked Apple if we would like to join in with the celebration and run it on September 19th with the parade, and so we thought it'd be great. So that's what we decided to do. We changed the day of the race for this event. So.
I see. And how about the field today? Were you impressed with the number of people who came out here today to run?
Yeah, I'm very impressed. We had some good fast runners, Nancy Dietz, Daniel Gonzalez, the winners of the 10K, and we also had a lot of people coming down from the city and local towns, and I'm really impressed with their turnout. I think it's great.
And what can we expect next year? Better turnout and even better competition?
Next year, I'm sure that there'll be more competition and a better turnout. The question is if we're going to have one next year. It's still undecided.
Okay, great. Well, it's a very highly successful event, and I hope things go well for you in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, as I mentioned, a very highly successful race today. And Dustin, we're going to go back up to you now for more parade coverage.
Pete, you spoke to both Nancy Dietz and Daniel Gonzalez. Will they be back next year?
That's right, Dustin. Both runners told me that they'd like to make it back here next year if they can. Of course, Jennifer just told you that they're not sure at this point whether or not there will be a third annual Silicon Rally. And also, Nancy Dietz told me that she'd really like to be in Seoul, Korea next year about this time as a U.S. representative in the marathon.
Okay, thanks, Pete. Let's get back to some parade activities. We've got the Cupertino High School band now. Beautiful group. One of 4 local schools here celebrating today. And as you can see, we've got a wonderful crowd on hand. Looks like everybody is enjoying themselves today. And what a better day to do it. Let's listen to some of the music. Following the band, we've got the Flag Corps, also from Cupertino High.
It's important to comment at this time that all high school bands are in this parade. This is the first time out this year. They're doing it their time. It's a non-competitive event. We should thank them for coming.
And it looks like right behind the Cupertino High School band, we're going to have the Cupertino Santa Clara Republican Women's Federation. Following this group of pretty girls here. Once again, Cupertino Santa Clara Republican Women's Federation. And right behind them, as you can see, the Northwest YMCA. They're dressed up in their Indian attire. And I guess the Republican group is throwing peanuts. What a better way to show themselves. And right behind the Northwest YMCA is a group of people. Well, I guess you can't call them people. I guess they're the Palo Alto Clowns. Sponsored by the Elks Club, as you can hear. And if that isn't a goofy group, I don't know what is. And right there, the Cupertino Federated Women's Club. As you can see, they're staying well behind that group in front of them, and I can't blame them. Well, it just shows you that there are some worse drivers on the road than me. And we'll be back in a moment with more of the bicentennial celebration and the reenactment of the signing of the Constitution after these messages.
At a reception for the constitutional delegates in Philadelphia, a lady approached Benjamin Franklin and asked him, "Mr. Franklin, what sort of a government does the Constitutional Convention approve of?" "Madam," replied Mr. Franklin, "a republic, if we can keep it." As the oldest member of the Constitutional Convention in 1787, Benjamin Franklin, at age 81, gave us our first public library system. Thank you, Ben. I'm Jeannie Ryder.
This We the People moment was brought to you by the Cupertino Bicentennial Committee and Municipal Channel 53, celebrating the 200th anniversary of the United States Constitution.
Vince, get up. Safety belt test at 9. Hurry.
Not another windshield taste test. Count me out.
What? The old pro backing down from a motorhome?
Nothing like that. I'm just tired of trying to convince people to wear safety belts. No one's listening.
Safety belt saved Barbara Mandrell.
You're right. Someone listen. Let's hit the road.
You hungry, partner?
Let's do some donuts on the way in.
Good idea.
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt.
Okay, kids, I'm here to teach you something really important, and you gotta remember it because I'm gonna test you on it later. Now listen carefully, here we go. Drinking and driving don't mix. Did you hear what I said? Anybody who drinks alcohol should not drive a car. Nobody, under any circumstance, should drink and drive. It's dangerous and could cause a crash. I'm back with a pop quiz. Now, what were you supposed to remember? That's right. Drinking and driving don't mix. You passed. Now go see if your parents do.
Okay, we're back at the Cupertino Bicentennial celebration, and there's Tom Legan, Supervisor Tom Legan from District 3. And he's riding atop a vintage fire truck, which was donated to the Historical Society by Kaiser Cement. There's some of our little celebrators. And some of our older spectators. Beautiful fire truck. Right behind Tom Legan in the fire truck is the Cupertino Fremont Council of PTA, Parent Teachers Association. And as you can see, Cogswell College has its entrance in today's parade. They have a rather unusual one. It's the three-wheel high-mileage vehicle. Believe it or not, this vehicle gets 206.57 miles per gallon. And I thought my Volkswagen did good.
Cogswell College, three-wheel high-mileage vehicle. It was entered in the West Coast Super Mileage Competition co-sponsored by the Society of Automotive Engineers. It achieved 206.57 miles per gallon. Called White Snake, it was designed by Brent Kraft and Ross Dondo. The vehicle was constructed entirely by Cogswell Engineering Technology students.
And here we have another unusual entrance. The Paradise West Club, or Bridge Club, Kazoo Band. And I wonder if they're doing their own rendition of America the Beautiful. And there's the Cupertino Historical Society with their 1955 convertible. Uh-oh, the Kazoo Band is going to give us a rendition of something or other. And let's hope they can stay on key. And there's the Cupertino Historical Society's entrance. The 1955 convertible Chevy. The Society's purpose is to locate, record, and preserve historical data relating to the city. There's a proud celebrant. And as you can see, making its way down Constitution Boulevard, it's the We the People. It's a giant scroll attached to the back of a flatbed.
Some of the people involved are Carmen Edmonds, John Martha, and Wesley Higgins, Lisa McGuiga, and many, many more.
Well, believe it or not, more celebrating is going on over at De Anza College. I tell you, when Cupertino throws a bicentennial celebration, they really know how to throw a bicentennial celebration. Here's reporter Kellen Yamada with more on the Bicentennial Festival.
Thanks, Dustin, and you're right, this is quite a celebration. Well, as you could tell right behind me, there's the reenactment of the signing of the Constitution going on right now, and standing beside me here is Nancy Steele, who is the coordinator of this event. Nancy, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you, it's a great opportunity to be here today.
Nancy also is the chairwoman of the Fine Arts Commission, as well as a member of the Bicentennial Commission. Well, Nancy, I was wondering, this reenactment seems like such a natural, and it is still unique. Could you tell me how this idea came about and how the Fine Arts Commission got involved in this?
Well, I was asked to be a liaison between the Fine Arts Commission and the Bicentennial Commission. And when I went to the first meeting, they said they wanted something for a main event. And because I'm a Civil War reenactor, I thought how wonderful it would be to have a reenactment of the actual signing of the Constitution, and that's how it gave birth.
It's quite a success, I must say. I noticed that in your program you have all 39 of the original signers represented by 39 of our more prominent citizens. County Supervisor Tom Legan, Sheriff Winter, just to name a couple. Can you tell me what kind of challenge was this in getting all of these men together?
Well, at first it became a challenge, but then when they started to see how much fun it would be and were told that they would have costumes, it seemed like it became a little bit easier because they couldn't believe that they would have to wear powdered wigs and costumes of that day.
Yes, I couldn't help thinking that coaxing them to wear such costumes might have been a bit of a challenge. Did you encounter any of those problems?
Yes, one of the gentlemen said he certainly would appreciate his wife in wearing pantyhose after having to wear these tights.
Well, I feel the same way. I know how busy you are, and I don't want to take any of your time. Just wanted to thank you very much and wish you congratulations on such a great event.
And now let's take a closer look at the signing of the Constitution. Well, as you can see, the reenactment is going just smoothly. And now I'd like to toss it over to Doug Michelson, who's covering the Art in the Park Festival over here at De Anza College. Doug?
Thank you, Kellen. I'm here at the Sunken Gardens area of De Anza College, where they have the Art in the Park exhibit. And with me is Anne Lawwill, who won first place for her watercolor in the watercolor category. Anna, how did you start? How long ago did you start, and what motivated you to start painting?
Well, I think I was born painting. When we were little kids, Mom always gave us crayon and paper and watercolors to paint with when it was storming outside and there was nothing to do. We didn't have a TV. Might have been our good luck.
How much time do you spend on your painting?
Well, I'd say about 30 hours a week. And then I have framing and a lot of business. There is a lot of business to being an artist too. So you have to be on top of things.
I guess so. Is this the first time you've entered?
No, I've been in shows for a while off and on. I think I've been around forever.
Could you tell us about the painting that won first prize here?
Yes, well, first of all, I think we don't dream enough. And when I look at clouds, I see a lot more than just clouds. And in my clouds are horses. The name of this painting is Thunderhead. And it shows horses just leaping and bounding and jumping all through the clouds, because this is what I see when I see clouds. So that's what I put in my painting.
Thank you very much, Anna. Now let's take a look at some of the other paintings here at Art in the Park. That was just a small sample of many of the fine pieces of art on display here at Art in the Park. Dustin, we'll go back to you now.
Thanks, Doug. By the way, Art in the Park is sponsored in part by the Cupertino Parks and Recreation Department. We would especially like to thank them for their participation and help in today's event.
Fremont Union High School Board of Trustees. Representing here today, one of our new members, the late Fred Kerr. And also Claire Hahn.
And now we've got the Monte Vista High School band, flag, and drill team. We're now approaching the grandstand area. This group is over 150 students strong.
Thursday, they helped the new citizens celebrate as they're swearing in a special 200-year celebration of Memorial Park. Another bicentennial happened.
The Monte Vista High School band participated Thursday in the signing in ceremonies for the 38 new citizens. Beautiful girl who knows how to throw a baton. The band is led by director John Galley. Quite an accomplishment to put this many people together. And displaying some kung fu skills, we've got the East-West Kung Fu School. I hope he is nice to me. Wouldn't want to meet him in a dark alley. It's great. Wonderful, wonderful entrance. It shows some of the ethnic diversity in the Cupertino community. We're glad that we can be a part of that. And right behind we have Brownie Troop number 139. These are second grade girls from Rignard Elementary School. And right behind them, we've got the Cupertino Junior High School cheerleaders. They're going to give us a little cheer this afternoon. And closely behind them, looks like we've got a little hold up here. That again is Brownie Troop 139. We're celebrating the signing of the world's most important document, the United States Constitution. Actually, the 200th anniversary was a couple of days ago, and the city of Cupertino hosted yet another special event, a swearing-in ceremony for some 30 new U.S. citizens.
Are you happy to be in the ceremonies?
Yes, very much. The ceremony is very special.
Feels very good, especially because it's on the anniversary of the Constitution.
Today is a special day for all Americans, as it is the 200th anniversary of the signing of the United States Constitution. But for these new citizens, it is extra special, a day when they can call themselves and be called Americans. Americans representing 16 separate countries, and though they had to tolerate the uncomfortable noon heat and the inescapable paperwork, none of them would have missed this day for the world.
Raise your right hand, please. Do you and each of you declare upon oath?
I was a refugee. I came from a place called Djibouti. I escaped out from my country, and I came over here through United States immigration.
What's the best thing you like about being an American citizen?
I'm very proud to be a U.S. citizen. I'll share you all opportunities what you have here now, and I'm really happy and I'm glad.
I think it was wonderful. I think it was very moving. It makes you think of so many things, our own people who came from other countries, to see new people take the oath of citizenship, to know once again that we are really a very diverse country and we're stronger because of it, and I'm just so proud it could happen in Cupertino.
Directly after the ceremonies, the new citizens gathered with both family and friends for refreshments in the gazebo, and at precisely 1 o'clock, Cupertino citizens celebrated the signing of the United States Constitution with a great deal of enthusiasm. Well, now that the ceremony's over, I'm going to enjoy a piece of bicentennial cake. And, appropriately so, it's red, white, and blue. From Memorial Park, I'm Dustin McKinnon.
The Constitution affirms our right, duty, and privilege to express our own ideas. America's artists are free to interpret and define the truth in many forms without fear of repercussion. If people are to make democracy work, they need this freedom. After 200 years, we the people celebrate the oldest working constitution in the world. I'm Nancy Steele.
This We the People moment was brought to you by the Cupertino Bicentennial Committee and Municipal Channel 53, celebrating the 200th anniversary of the United States Constitution.
We're back with more footage of the Bicentennial Parade. It looks like the final entries are just making their way past the grandstand area. Right here we have the Sheriff Winter and the Santa Clara County Mounted Patrol. And closely behind them are the Regnart Riders, led by Herb Regnart. These riders are from the Brookside Stables, located in Cupertino. And they perform in local and regional shows, parades, and events such as this. And we're glad to have them here. Beautiful horses.
Next we have the Regnart Riders led by Herb Regnart. All riders are from the Brookside Stable located in Cupertino, which is owned by Herb Regnart and Diane Kuzi. Many of the members perform at local and regional shows, parades, and events.
And closely following the Regnart horses is the Central Fire District 1976 American La France 100-foot aerial truck. It's a big boy.
And
as you can see, Red Cross.
From our Central Fire District. Thank you, Central Fire District. Directly behind them, we have the American Red Cross.
And here we have the Whispering Creek Stables. They're also from Cupertino. Group of horse enthusiasts. And if all else fails and your float breaks down, Cupertino Towing Service is there to give you a hand. And it looks like that about wraps things up from here. The final entries past the grandstand area.
This is the end of the parade. We thank you all for coming, and please go to the end of the colors and join in the festivities. Lots of action.
We hope you've enjoyed yourself. We have ourselves. It was a wonderful day. I'm glad that you came to share this moment with us.
Thank you again. Have a great day.
I'd like to thank all that have participated in the program today, and I'd especially like to thank you for watching. I'm Dustin McKinnon.
Freedom of religion, the right to counsel, the right to privacy, freedom to vote, to speak, to assemble peaceably. Today, we thank our founding fathers for including these rights in the Constitution of the United States and Bill of Rights. The Constitution of the United States. Learn it, live it, celebrate its bicentennial in Cupertino. I'm Barbara Rogers.
This We the People moment was brought to you by the Cupertino Bicentennial Commission and Municipal Channel 53, celebrating the 200th anniversary of the U.S. Constitution.